Hey guys, so this is another still good video. This time is for Ruby, and a few people have been asking me to do this video in a way because they have some questions about her weapon, and is she still good? Is she bugged? That's the most recent one. Yeah. So let's talk about her. So abilities. Average speed deals 320% damage to the target and decreases its defense by 45 freaking percent. So this is the part that's most relevant of her by far. There is no hero in the entire freaking game, in the whole history of the game, for the last 2 years that is able to lower defense so much for any enemy. 45% is a huge chunk of defense, guys. Very powerful stuff. Passive. When non-yellow ally deals skill damage, Ruby and Rose deal 48% extra damage to the target. When a yellow ally deals skill damage, Ruby and Rose deals 96% extra damage to the target. So it pretty much means that every single time any of your heroes uses a skill, she's gonna do additional damage there, extra damage over and over and over. Especially if you're using a hero like Roland that goes off over and over and over. This is going to multiply by a lot during especially for long fights. This is where she's gonna shine the most, on long fights for sure in this situation. Yellow has a lot of abilities like that for sure. So let's talk about her awakening. +1 decreases the mana required to cast skill by 20. So this is pretty nice. That right off the bat, you're gonna get a hero that is not average. It's gonna be a little bit faster than average there. The +2 is the usual 10%. The +3, this is pretty much the same thing. Decreases the mana required to cast skills by 10 after casting a skill up to 20. So at this point, we're able to make her go off even faster by 40 in that situation. I don't really know how much mana you actually need to fill by average, but it's definitely not going to be 150 like slow speed. So it may be like 120. So if you cut that by 40, so yeah, that's going to be a lot faster. Remember that a stone connection of 3 stones that hits an enemy is going to be 30. So if it's going to be one that it's not directly to the enemy, in other words, it hits the back of the board, it's going to be 60 in that situation. So getting to 80, it would be a very high upgrade. It's closing in to very fast, maybe fast, but that's something that we can deduce later or think about, because we don't exactly know the actual numbers confirmed by the depth. Well, we do have confirmed by the depths that 30 is very fast and very slow is 180, so we can deduce in the middle of that for sure. The +4 is the usual 10%. And the +5, I love the simplicity of the awakenings from old heroes, because like it's just increases the allies' attack by 25% when casting a skill. That was pretty much the awakening style of old heroes in the past. However, in this case, 25% attack when casting a skill, but then and now is super relevant. You'd be surprised of giving 25% attack to your entire team. That changes the game completely, especially for a hero that lowers the defense by 45%. And this ability stacks. I have not seen this ability not stack with anything. It stacks with everything, pretty much. So it's a huge upgrade when you're actually using her in that situation. So I do want to mention one more thing, and it's her costume. So when this costume was released back in the day, a lot of people were saying, "Oh my god, what a terrible costume! It looks terrible. My god, why did they do this?" Look at the little feet. But the thing is with this costume, and compared to the original one, is that when you actually use Ruby in play, when he says "party time," my god, that is like the most fun thing that they could have come up with. I still have a bunch of fun when actually using her. And when you actually get skins, you very rarely have the actual change of the animation when you actually use skills. And with her, you do get that, unlike the new skins that we get now. So let's take her to a spin so I can show you why she's so relevant, especially in PvE. Damn. Alright guys, so I'm going to show you off in Volcanic Nightmare in A11-7. So this level is pretty hard. However, yeah, with yellow, with this setup, yeah, we could do a lot of things. But the main thing that I want to show you is the buffs that you can actually stack with Ruby. So I'm just going to do this as a test run real quick and then fight again. Alright, so I'm going to show you now the actual stacks of the different abilities from different heroes here. Hopefully we don't get killed right off the bat. See, at this level, even if I'm pretty strong, it doesn't matter because, yeah, I'm going to get a bunch of damage here just by normal attacks. So I have to do a bunch of things to make this work. So let's see how Arthur stacks all the abilities, all the powers here. So Arthur is an incredibly powerful hero. Mine is +1, by the way. Well, +2 actually. So he's pretty, yeah. So he's not +5 or anything. So right now we have on Ruby 43% attack and defense. But now when you activate Agatha, remember that Agatha affects all of the church heroes. So that's going to give additional buffs. So now let's try with Ruby here. There we go. And now we got attack. So check this out. So in this situation, look at Ruby's attack, 12,000. It's over 12,000. So anyhow, 25% attack plus 25% attack plus 43% attack. So that's 93% attack, stacking with all these abilities all together. So yeah, that is pretty relevant, guys. And on top of that, we got defense, and so defense 2 is not 75. It's 68% defense or something like that. But anyway, look at all these abilities stacking the situation. And on top of that, with her, I do need to talk about her weapon. Damage dealt to weaker elements 30%. So that's what I wanted to show you, all these freaking buffs all together. So her +5 is relevant because it does stack pretty much with everything in that situation. So let me show you an actual serious team that I use to actually try to beat these. Here, because in this situation I won't be using Agatha. I'll be switching it here. So I would use it like this. Maybe I could put it like this and Ruby on this side to make her a little bit more damage oriented. Switching here and here. Probably it's better to make this guy get the crit. Let me do it like this. And finally Ruby on the back. Because Ruby is not going to be my main damage dealer, but she is going to enable so much more freaking damage to the enemy here. So we are going to do it faster this time. Let's see if I can get the mana. Yes, we did. So, wow, they took out a lot of HP here. So, let's see, casting cost minus 15%. Alright. So, first activating this guy, then Ruby. Every single time I attack, see, I gotta make it slower then. I actually get her passive activated here, which does damage to the target. Lets the lightning from this guy, from Arthur, and her ability here. And when you actually see, when you activate Ruby, see, it's the little rubber duck thing, and all the abilities, which I absolutely love. Those small things are the things that make the game fun, guys. I'm really sad that the developers really didn't add all of those cool stuff from that. So, as you can see that, I was able to take out one of these very powerful enemies, 6,131 defense. So it's pretty powerful stuff, guys. So I'm gonna show you now the actual effect here. Wait, I didn't target. Oh, yes, I did. Perfect. All right, so listen to Ruby use her skill. And the duck. Oh, I absolutely love that. It's so funny. So, 2,846% less defense in that situation. So that is relevant, guys. That will make even the strongest enemies in the game like bend to your knees. As long as you don't die. Make sure you don't die, guys. So at this point, and on top of that, we were able to turn him into purple with Arthur's ability. So this is the power of yellow in campaign for sure. So at this point, I can choose any hero in that situation with Arthur plus Ruby, given all those buffs and things like that. So it's pretty darn powerful, guys. So let's finish this guy off real quick. So yeah, guys, Ruby is a pretty powerful hero for sure in that situation. The thing is that also for her weapon, we do need to talk about this. This weapon was freaking amazing back in the day. It used to do 90% damage dealt. However, there was something weird with the text, and I decided to report it to the developers. And instead of fixing the text, the developers just made the damage dealt go down from 90 to 60%, which pretty much crippled the weapon, in my opinion. So 60% damage dealt is not bad, but it's not amazing. So many other weapons you're able to actually use with Ruby, especially since she's so freaking squishy. In general, she's pretty squishy. Mine is not that squishy, but usually Ruby is pretty squishy, so you need to give her a good weapon that gives her a lot of defense. My favorite weapon to give defense and shields is Raphael by far. Look at that defense stat there. So if you give her that, she's gonna be a lot more sturdy. She won't be able to die so easily, and her HP is pretty low, so that's part of the reason why she dies so much. Alia's weapon, any weapon that can give her shields and protect her, is definitely going to help out a lot. You could go to the damage route, but you need you need heroes that give a lot of shields to the entire team there in that situation, because in bosses and things like that, she is going to do a lot of freaking damage for sure. Sometimes I use this weapon, but it does make her die a lot faster, but it does help her do a lot more damage there for sure. But this is, in terms of attack, this is the best weapon for her by far. It gets 75% attack, and yeah, and all the abilities that I already mentioned there. So with her buff and this, she's going to have 100% attack when you're using bosses. So if you plan to do that, yeah, you can definitely do that. So this hero recently has been silently buffed, if I'm not mistaken, because she does so much more damage than before. If you played on Valor Boss and things like that, you will notice that she does a lot more damage than when she was released, and that is very welcome. And she was available in the hero shop and the month before. So I really hope you actually got this hero, because she is very, very useful. She's not the top picks for yellow when you use in PvP on the attack. She is able to be used on the attack, don't get me wrong. However, she is being used less and less in that situation. But that doesn't mean that she is not she's not a good hero. She's a very good hero, and she's able to eliminate any target in that situation, as long as they don't have damage here and all that good stuff. And for Awakenings, I don't need to give you recommendations for Awakenings, because you're able to get this hero at +5 through events. So if you have her, and I really hope you got her from the hero shop, you'll be able to get her to +5, and she will change your yellow team by far in that situation. So badges, ironically, she gets 30% additional damage from weaker elements from the battle begin. For pretty much the 30% that they took from her weapon, we get it here. That's the irony of the situation. Oh my god, these devs, man. Anyhow, I do think that she's a very powerful hero, and you're able to... The main thing is that if you're stuck in campaign and you bring her in at +5, she will most likely eliminate whatever hero you have to fight in, especially Theo. Theo, you need to kill him as soon as possible, And Ruby does get the job done. As long as you know what you're doing and using your attacks, you'll be able to get the job done definitely in campaign. Alright guys, if you have any questions, if you have any concerns, if you think I made a mistake, please leave it in the comments and we'll talk about it. Alright, thank you very much for watching guys. Have a great day. Bye-bye.